everyone, I'm Devin Fitchett. I am one of the directors of Avid Zeal Dances, along with Dana Fitchett, who is my sister, and Liza Hostetler Ingalls, who is one of our very dear friends.
Avid Zeal Dances is a collaboration between myself, Dana Fitchett, and Devin Fitchett, choreographing and producing our very first full-length dance concert. So I'm so excited and honored to be working with Dana and Devin. I've worked with both of them in other capacities and sort of smaller projects here and there. This is the first time that we've done a big project, all three of us together. I love and respect them both so much, both as people and artists, that it makes the process really fun, and we all just have this mutual respect and admiration for each other. We have these very different artistic voices, but we all sort of get each other, so it's really fun to work with these guys. And they're also just really, we have some very silly times in rehearsal too, so it's fun.
I think that one of the things I know best in my life is movement as a response to music. I am a walking choreographer. I choreograph when I'm driving in the car if good music is on. I choreograph while I'm in my office if I have music on. I choreograph in the shower in the morning when music is playing in my head. So for me, life is kind of one big choreographic process in a way.
So my artistic process usually, like more often than not, starts with the music. I'll hear a piece of music that is particularly inspiring, and I basically just listen to the music and see a dance in my head, and just get my notebook and write down whatever it is I see. It's usually the biggest challenge is sort of like having my pen move as fast as my mind does. And then I sort of go back and play the music again and look at what I've written down and sort of try to figure out what it was I was seeing at the time. And then the next step, which is what we're working on right now in rehearsals, is to get it on some bodies and bring it to life.
Like Liza and Dana, most often I start my process with a piece of music that inspires me. And the music usually informs the mood or quality of the movement, and I tend to carry that mood or quality through an entire piece, thinking of it as sort of a motivator for all of the phrase work I'm creating. Typically, I'll create 3 or 4 phrases that move around a lot, with big steps, lots of traveling, jumps. And then I'll create 1 or 2 smaller phrases or less athletic phrases that are more gestural in movement, and more stationary. Sometimes I stick with the music that was the original inspiration for the movement, or I will instead take the movement I created to that music and apply it to a piece of music that has a completely different feel, and see how that informs or changes the movement, if it changes, or if I want to maintain the quality that I started with to a totally contrasting piece of music. Just try to rearrange or modify the steps in any of those phrases, and then find a way to bring everything together in a way that's visually stimulating.
Some of the most exciting things about working on Entelechy for me are working alongside my sister and one of my closest friends, both people that I have a ton of respect for as people and as artists. In addition to that, I'm also excited to be able to present a full evening of work that I not only respect, but I also really fully support. In the past, I've been super humbled by people's responses to the choreography I've shown in Boston, but it's only typically been about 5 or 10 minutes out of an hour or 2-hour long show, and typically alongside stuff that is very, very different from it. So this really gives me the chance to develop more of a cadre of work.
There are a lot of things that excite me about this project. I'm working with 2 artists whom I admire and respect greatly, and with whom I have a ton of fun. We're showing work that I'm really proud of. Our individual choreographic voices are really unique, and I think once they're heard, hopefully they'll have a lasting, meaningful impact on dance in Boston. We're working with some beautiful, brilliant dancers who make the work look really good.
This is an important project to contribute to. The space that we're using is called Artists for Humanity.
The mission of this organization is to provide under-resourced youth with paid employment in the arts in order to guide them to self-sufficiency. So the entirety of our rental fee goes to youth arts programming in Boston. It teaches young people that they as artists are valuable and deserve to be recognized and compensated for their arts. And that in turn reinforces the value of artists and their important roles in our communities.
Supporting artists, young artists, is something that's very important to all three of us. So we were very, very pleased to find this space that has such a mission that matches what's important in our lives so closely.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Please help fund us. We need your help. As you can see, it would go to a really worthy cause and also help create some great work.
And thank you very much for your contribution and support. We really appreciate you.
Yeah.